What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Today it is time for the Week 27 Premier League predictions, and I want to give a massive shout out to Isaac A, who left their predictions on the previous video, and they were one of the only people who correctly predicted Arsenal to beat Leicester, but they also predicted West Brom to beat Brighton 1-0, and I thought that was actually a really cool prediction. So massive shout out to you, Isaac. If you want a chance to have your comment featured on the next episode of the Premier League predictions, then please do leave yours down in the comments below. I also want to give a massive shout out to the guys over at OneFootball for sponsoring this video and making it possible. If you don't know what OneFootball is, it is a free app available on iOS and Android, and it's got everything that you could possibly want when it comes to football, whether that's football news, football live scores, injury updates, transfer rumors. You can favorite your favorite teams, leagues, just to basically keep up to date in one place with everything football related. So massive shout out to OneFootball, of course, for sponsoring this video and making all of these videos on the channel possible. I'm gonna take these off real quick. Don't even need them on. If you take a little look back at our Week 26 predictions, it was again another sort of week of two halves. There were some surprising fixtures and results in there. I didn't think West Brom would get the win that they did. I really thought Wolves would be able to beat Newcastle, but there were, other than that, some decent predictions. Palace and Fulham to draw. Tottenham to beat Burnley 2-0 was pretty good, and Chelsea and Man United to draw 0-0. I knew how that game was going to go. I could see it from a mile away. It's almost like the Man United mentality of games against the Big Six. So not too bad, but if we move on to Week 27, we have Burnley up against Arsenal. Now, Burnley, they are coming off of a result. What was their last result? They got absolutely trounced by Tottenham, 4-0, and Arsenal were coming off of a very good result against Leicester. So I do think Arsenal are going to be poised to win this one, but given that it's away from home, which is not necessarily Arsenal's strong point, it's at Turf Moor, which is, it's Burnley's happy place. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 away win to Arsenal, and my tip is going to be draw half-time, Arsenal full-time at 4.33. So 0-0 half-time, 1-0 full-time. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to score in the 67th minute. That is going to be my prediction for this game. Now, next up, we have Sheffield United up against Southampton. Sheffield United finally getting a win. I predicted a 1-0 win in the Sheffield United Villa game. I just predicted that Aston Villa would actually get the win. So massive result for Sheffield United. The woes continue for Southampton, who fell to a Richarlison early goal, losing 1-0, and I think this is the time Southampton bounce back. Sheffield United, it looks good for them. They're at Bramall Lane. They've come off the back of the win. They're against one of the most out of form teams in the league in Southampton, and Southampton, they're going away from home, and they are that out of form team. So I just weirdly think, in the weird way of football, Southampton are going to claim a win here. So I'm going to go for another 1-0 away win, and I thought I'd throw the bat out for my tip. I'm going to go for Southampton to win at 2.1, because I've noticed with my tips, I get a little bit jiggy with it. I get very specific. I don't necessarily, I'm a bit too cautious. I think, I'm going to go for a team to win. You know what? Let's instead make it double chance and a number of goals, which I have done in this video a couple of times. But for this one, I thought I'd just go out and out for the Southampton win. Now, the next fixture, it is Aston Villa up against Wolves. Aston Villa with some of the best defence in the league, but coming off of a 1-0 loss to Sheffield United. And Wolves, on the other hand, in a fairly decent run of form. They're not really losing any games. So I'm going to go for a Wolves win in this one. I'm going to go for a third in a row 1-0 away win to Wolves, and my tip is going to be Wolves double chance and under 3.5 goals at 1.95. So this can end 3-0 to Wolves even, 2-1, 1-1, 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Yeah, I think I already said that one, but just Wolves to have better luck on the day and have the edge on Aston Villa. Now, the next fixture, it is Brighton up against Leicester. Brighton, I would say it was very unfortunate. My tip for the Brighton-West Brom game was actually both teams to score, and I really felt confident on that one, and I feel like, looking back at the game, it still definitely should have happened. But nevertheless, they are up against an injury-stricken Leicester side, but I do think Leicester are going to be good enough to go away from home and actually get the win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Leicester, and given the odds, I think Brighton are the slim favourites to win this game because of the injuries. I'm going to go for my tip as Leicester double chance at 1.5. Do I think Brighton are going to beat Leicester? I don't. They definitely could, don't get me wrong. They do play decent football, and I've been saying that all season, but they failed to deliver on so many occasions. I'm going to go for a Leicester win, but my tip is Leicester double chance. Now, the next fixture, it is, in fact, West Brom up against Newcastle. West Brom coming off of a win against Brighton, and Newcastle not losing to Wolves. I think this is going to be a draw. It just looks like a draw, whether it's 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. It genuinely could be any of those, but I'm going to go for a 0-0 between the two teams, and my tip is going to be Newcastle double chance and under 3.5 goals at 1.9, because I could see maybe Newcastle sneaking a result here. West Brom need it more. I think West Brom should be the favourites to win this game at home, but I can just see Newcastle doing what's necessary here. Next up, we do have Liverpool up against Fulham. Now, whilst Liverpool aren't necessarily in a title race anymore, I don't think anyone really is, Liverpool do still need to try and focus on the top 4 finish, which would be okay in hindsight, given the injuries and the problems they've had and how well Manchester City have been playing lately. So I think I'm going to go for a convincing win here to Liverpool over Fulham. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win, and my tip is Liverpool to win at -1 handicap at 1.83. Now, the next one, it is the big one. It's the Manchester derby. Man United scoring 1 goal in 7 games against the Big Six, not winning any of them, drawing 5-0 and losing 2. I don't see Man United scoring against this Manchester City side. However, I don't see it being the classic 0-0 that I've spoken about earlier on in this video with Man United and the bigger teams. Man City are too good right now, and I think Man United, they're not taking any risks, and I don't see them doing it against Manchester City. And City, however, have the momentum and the squad good enough. They'll be good enough to win this game. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Manchester City, and my tip is going to be Man City half-time and Man City full-time at 2.37. Really, really good odds, considering Man City have been flying out of the blocks in every single game. They're scoring early goals, so I can see that happening here, catching Man United sleeping. They'll be trying to basically not concede for the first 20 minutes, but I think in doing so, they will concede in the first 20 minutes. Next up, we do have Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace. Tottenham Hotspur, Gareth Bale, are they rejuvenated? You never know. Crystal Palace coming off of a bore draw against the previously mentioned Manchester United. I'm going to go for a Tottenham win here once again. Clinical, 2-0, and my tip is going to be Tottenham win and under 4.5 goals at 1.75. So that could even allow for another 4-0 win, and the tip would still come in. Now, after that, we have Chelsea coming up against Everton. I don't know the result of the Liverpool-Chelsea game at the moment because it's being played tonight as you guys are watching this. So we're going to have to go off of basically no knowledge from that result. I'm going to go for a Chelsea win here. Everton have been looking very, very good, but I think it's Stamford Bridge. Chelsea will have enough to get the job done. I can see Everton scoring, however, and I think that will encourage Chelsea to score a few more. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Chelsea. Finally, a high-scoring game. My tip is going to be Chelsea win and over 1.5 goals at 1.9. And the final fixture of the game week, it is high-flying West Ham up against Leeds. I think West Ham are going to win this game. I think Mikel Antonio and Declan Rice, I think they are going to score in this fixture. I don't see Leeds getting anything from West Ham, who are having a fantastic season. I remember I was one of the only people at the beginning of the season who didn't predict West Ham to be in some sort of relegation battle this season. Obviously, I got my fair share of wrong predictions, but I was more right about West Ham than most people. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win to West Ham, and my tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.9. Perhaps West Ham to win and both teams to score would be a good shout, but that is going to be my shout nonetheless. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like on it. Massive shout out, of course, to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. You can check them out using the link in the description. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you in the next one very soon.